Our colleague at the Worldwide Leader, Woj, said today that if you're a general manager and you haven't heard from Daryl Morey asking for a player on your roster, being offered Tybal in the 23rd overall pick in the draft in return, then you don't have your phone on. What do you think Daryl Morey's up to? What do you think?
Well, he's trying to create some financial flexibility on that roster. Whether that's to try to make a run at a guy like P.J. Tucker or somebody else, it's not entirely clear at this moment, but he is trying to create financial flexibility. They're going to be a very expensive team over the next couple of years, and even with James Harden back, that team obviously needs something. And a guy like P.J. Tucker, who, by the way, is, I think, still a strong favorite to go back to Miami, and will have a handful of other suitors, including Brooklyn, that'll be recruiting him hard over the next few weeks. He would look pretty good playing opposite Joel Embiid in that front court, or backing him up in some spots. So that, I think, is one of the top targets of Philadelphia and why they're trying to clear some cap space and create some flexibility.
No, I know NBA Twitter is having their fun at the age of P.J. Tucker, but, I mean, you just take a look at championship teams over the last few years, or teams that have aspirations of championships over the last few years, and P.J. Tucker's on it. I mean, the guy's a winner, and he does everything.
He's sort of a modern day, and he's kind of developed. He wasn't really a modern day big when he started in the NBA,
right?
But he's really developed into that over the last few years, where he can play multiple positions. He's really, really developed that corner three, which is critical when you're playing driving kick in today's league. So he's mastered the things you need to master to have longevity in the NBA. And you mentioned kind of the experience he's had. Playing for Milwaukee, playing for Miami, winning a championship, showing the kind of toughness defensively against Kevin Durant in the playoffs. He's as valuable a role player as you're going to get. So as I said, the market, if PJ decides to explore it, from what I've heard, he's very happy in Miami. And financially, there's a reason for him to opt out of that contract, because he can get a bigger one with Miami if he just by opting out. So this may just be procedural for P.J. Tucker, but if he looks elsewhere, the market will be pretty strong.
And then just, with Miami, Chris Mannix, Riley, you just know I think he's itching to make a big move or be part of whatever next big move can be made, that the team is close. And I'm just wondering what the big move could be made, not just by Miami, but just by anybody right now. Whether it's tomorrow night or next week in advance of the new league here in free agency. Like, what is afoot on that front, Chris?
Well, most of the teams that I've talked to, at least the ones that are looking to do something along those lines, are monitoring Bradley Beal the closest. Now, Beal said recently at an event he's made a decision about his Wizards' future. He has not yet revealed what that is. Washington has been operating with an expectation that he is going to re-sign a max contract there. But, Beal is the kind of guy that Miami has craved for years. Philadelphia is another team that's been hot after Beal for a long time. Boston has had a lot of interest in Bradley Beal. You can bet a team like Golden State is very interested in Beal and has the young assets potentially to offer the Wizards in a situation like that. So you're really looking at him as being one of the true kind of team movers or landscape-altering kind of deals that could potentially be out there. For Miami, though, as well, I think Miami is a probable landing spot for John Wall if he gets bought out and when he gets bought out of this contract. Wall, of course, hasn't played in a calendar year, but, given how Kyle Lowry looked banged up last year and, has looked a little bit older at this stage, having a player like John Wall who could step in either in a backup role or a complementary role, I think would be valuable and enhance Miami as well.